guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great day. I know you are. We got our 2005, what year is it? 2004 Toyota Celica Tsunami Edition. I'm gonna do a video on total mod cost and just 100% all the parts on this car. That'll be a good one. I'll show you guys how everything I installed on it. But today we need to put an O2 sensor on it, an oxygen sensor. So this has a motor from Monkey Wrench Racing, or an engine. And this is kind of built, but not fully built. There's no, it has a head, but it doesn't have, and valves, but it doesn't have any bottom end. But that being said, since I've installed this with the turbo kit on here, I've never done an oxygen sensor. And so I just recently did a larger fuel pump on it. And the reason I did a larger fuel pump is because I was getting the lean code, which it doesn't say when you install the kit that you need one, but I do have bigger injectors in the factory, so it's probably a good idea to have one. I showed you guys how to do that. I installed a fuel pressure regulator, and I installed a fuel pump, fuel filter. So we installed all those. So this video, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you guys how to do an oxygen sensor. We're just gonna do the front one, but the same one, the rear is the same. I believe I deleted the cat off this car. I'm not sure if there's a catalytic converter on it, but it is throwing a code because it still has the original ECU and then a piggyback FIC from AEM. I don't know if you guys understand all that, but it has a computer with the original computer, so it will still throw codes, and it threw a lean code for the oxygen sensor, and it's just kind of wonky. So I'm gonna pull that oxygen sensor off and put a new one on. I actually had this happen with my MR2 turboed, and the car ran like a dream after that. So I'm hoping that it runs super smooth after this, and it's still fast, but I just want it to run an idle perfectly. So we're gonna yank out the old O2 sensor. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it real quick. Let's jump right into it. First things first, you're gonna wanna put both of the sides of the front of the car on jack stands, or just one side. I think I'm just gonna do the one side. Yeah, so you're gonna wanna lift your car up. You can just put one jack stand right there behind the passenger side front wheel. That should be good enough. Don't just do it with a jack. Of course, if you have a lift, that's fantastic. But you're probably just gonna do this at your house. That's why we're doing it at your house. Once you have the car lifted up, I do not have a catalytic converter because this is a race car. I have a 3-inch pipe as an exhaust all the way down into a TRD exhaust. If you look right there, there's an O2 sensor. That's the front one, and it comes right up into the firewall right here, where that yellow, or the, yeah, I guess whitish yellow line is. And then on the back side is an oxygen sensor right next to it, right off the downpipe, I guess, into the post catalytic converter. So the second one, we're not gonna work on that one today. We're just gonna do that one right there. So you're gonna go up to it. I actually did have, you can get a special tool for the oxygen sensor socket to remove it. And I just had one, but I accidentally sold it when I sold my Evo. Spray, as you guys can see, a little bit of shiny here, spray lubricant on it and it'll come out easier. I'll see what size of socket that is, or wrench. So I have a big wrench, it's just a 22 millimeter, and that's what I use to loosen it. Once it's loosened, we're gonna come up on the inside and I'll show you how to unclip it. Okay, so inside the passenger, they call it footwell. This is where some of your fuses are. There's gonna be a connection for the oxygen sensor. It's gonna be right up here. So I just pulled down on that carpet. Sometimes I believe that there's a little connector right here, but this one was torn. And then I think that this right here. So this guy is the oxygen sensor. So this will be the downstream and that will be the upstream. There's just two on this vehicle, pretty easy. So you're just gonna put your finger on here and pull. So push in and pull. And they all kind of look the same on all cars. They're little 4 plugs. Most of the oxygen sensors look the same. And it should be able to yank it out right there. See that? And so I think I'm gonna feed it, we'll see. I think I'm gonna yank it down and feed it down. Okay, I kind of zoomed in there. So the before and after. So you can see it's been running rich and lean and rich, and the tune has been all off. One is a, this is Toyota Denso, so I think it's the OEM. This is supposedly a Toyota Denso that I bought and I paid a price for it, and it doesn't say that. So you know, the stuff online will list that it's a Denso, but look at the difference. They're totally different. So hopefully this one works. I'll report back to you. A couple things I noticed is one, there's more oxygen sensor holes, and then in addition to the lower chamber is different. So we'll plug this one in, see if it works. It does look like it is a plug and play though, like the fitment looks right for the hook. So we'll install it. But again, that is a different quality, even though it's represented as Denso. This one I believe was about $38, and then original one from Toyota was like 200 bucks, so I'm not gonna do that. But I have ran these ones before and they did work, so let's try this out. It is always a good idea to spend a little bit extra money and go OEM, like with a mass airflow sensor. That's a really good idea. Make sure you do get a part number on there. Like this one is the part number right there. But oh well, we'll throw this one on. I did also want to do a good job explaining. I did pull it up through here, as you guys can see, and I will put it back down through there. So meaning I yanked out of that hole. You guys see that? Yeah, right there. This is not OEM. This is from the previous owner did a sound system, so that won't be in there. This oxygen sensor, and then this one. And this is the upstream, and then I believe this is the downstream right there, and that just goes back in the wire harness. Super simple. We'll put you don't even need to remove this cover, to be honest. I just wanted to show you guys that. Okay, we're done. So I put it back in there. Again, it was a 22mm open crescent wrench that I was able to tighten them on there. I would probably recommend doing both, to be honest. I kind of just cheaped out. You might want to do both. They're in the same active spot, pretty easy. You can do this at home. Do not pay a shop to do this. It will take you jack stands, which are like 20 bucks. The O2 sensor, in my case, was like 30 bucks. And then if you don't have a tool, just buy an adjustable crescent wrench, and you literally can do the whole thing by yourself, probably for like 50 bucks. A shop would charge you for like an original one, and this would be like a $480 ordeal. You should get a check engine light for this one, and then you should get a code for it. I'm not sure, I'll have to look up the code. That being said, you want to reset your code. If you don't have a code reader, you can just disconnect your battery for 10 minutes. It's a 10mm, then reconnect the battery. The code should be forgotten. If you really want to clear it, you can actually clear it with a little code scanner. Let's put the car back down, start it, and bring it outside of the garage. Okay, so it's running really happy. It's happy. I probably should have done it when I turboed it. This is a very good maintenance thing to do. 100,000 miles. So if you buy a Toyota Celica and it has 200,000 miles on it, and you don't know when that's been done, really good thing to do. You'll get better gas mileage. It'll get rid of a check engine light, and it actually will run smoother. Will it create more horsepower? No. But if you're really down on horsepower because it's not running right, then yeah. But for this car, it definitely needed it. So I'm really happy with it to have that installed on there. I do want to take you guys for a little spin, so I'll go for a spin. But obviously it's running a lot better. It's happy, it idles good. I didn't show you the startup, I should have, but it literally one crank and it went. Car's dirty. I've been daily driving this in the winter. I sold my Evo, an Evo 10 that I just sold. So I've been driving this, and then we just worked really hard on the FRS over here with a new clutch. So I got a new clutch on this bad boy. I love the FRS. This is my cash FRS because it's a tree fell on it. But I absolutely love it. Looks like my wife got gas and forgot to put the lid on. There we go. So got the FRS. I got a V8 Tundra, which is, you know, the winter beater. I should be driving it more. And you guys want more content on this. My second most popular video on my channel, this channel, is of this truck. And then the Celica's #1. So let's go for a drive in the Celica, and I'll do some more content with this 2004 Toyota Celica GTS turboed, 275 horsepower. So I usually try to have everything go right on my channel, but the car's bucking again, so watch. Right there, that I think what it is I purchased the Monkey Wrench fuel filter. It's our fuel pump. I already said that earlier in the video. It's a larger 255 pump. I did this exact same thing on the MR2, and I did an O2 sensor, and then I did spark plugs, which I already did for this car. And I just put the O2 sensor on, which is easy how-to, and it does make the car run better, and you can see the other one was dirty. But what needs to happen, I think, again, is I think that product is not good, that fuel pump. It doesn't work with this car. This is, that right there is a lack of fuel getting to the engine. So it's bucking and kicking, and because it wants more, it has too much air and not enough gas. That being said, I think I'm gonna redo the fuel pump again, and so I think I'm gonna buy the AEM one, an OEM filter, and then an OEM part, and just plug it back in, and then it should be good. It should be happy, everything should be good. I just think that fuel filter or fuel pump just doesn't work with this car. And it also could be one other thing. It could be the fuel pressure regulator. I switched my regulator from the one that was in the car, which is an OEM one, to an aftermarket one that I just had lying around. That was probably a bad idea, and then I threw away the other one. So the next video will probably be of this car doing another fuel pump, just because I mean, it runs fine right here, but when I'm actually asking for it to give it to extra gas, because I could daily drive it right now, but when I'm actually asking for more gas to boost and go fast, it's not there. It's hiccuping and bucking, and it's not delivering it. So that has to be the fuel pump. So we did accomplish what we said we were gonna do. We actually did install the O2 sensor and go for a drive. It's so bucky, I don't want to drive anymore. That being said, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna order that reorder that fuel pump, and I'm just gonna go back to the AEM one, which I believe this is 255 liters per minute. The AEM one is 340. The cool thing about the AEM one is it's like a plug and play size. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order the AEM one. I'm gonna order a new fuel filter again. That's OEM. And then the little thing at the bottom, the little sock thing, I'm gonna order that as well. And then we'll install that, and hopefully I get the good results like I did with my MR2. So I went the long way around it. I went from the OEM fuel pump, which I probably needed a new fuel pump. I actually did. Then I installed the monkey wrench one that's so longer. You have to cut the wires, and I put it in the video. It's not plug and play. And then now we're gonna go and do the real right one where you don't have to modify it, and it's a plug and play, and it costs. So all around now I'm like 300 bucks into it, which again, the original fuel pump from Monkey Wrench was like $95. So I'm just having to rebuy all this stuff. It sucks, but I'm gonna do it, and I wanna get it right, and I wanna drive this car, and it makes turbo noises, and it's cool, and I don't want it to blow up because it doesn't have gas. So that being said, that's the next thing we're gonna do. We're gonna install a fuel pump again, and I'll show you guys that how to. But I did install an O2 sensor, and I hope that's helpful. Again, I'm not kidding you. If you don't have a crazy modified car like mine does, and you get the O2 sensor, definitely do it. It's really easy, and it really does make the car run better. So like, subscribe, swing by my website, MitchDore.com. I'll be back with tons of more content. I can't wait. I'll order all that stuff up right now. See you guys in the next video.